everybody, and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, I am doing a planner series. So this is installment 1 of my Planner 101 videos. Today I thought I would kind of take you down memory lane. So this is kind of more like a story time, and yes, I have to do this with my fingers and when I say story time, because I wanted to share with you how I kind of came to be in this planner community. Unfortunately, I have no other planners to show you besides the one that's right here. This is my current one, and I'll go into like that later. But as I said before, I want to take you down memory lane and kind of just tell you what inspired me to kind of get back into planning and kind of where paper planning all kind of stemmed from my childhood. So back in the day, a long time ago, when I was a little kid, my mom had this little like paper planner that just opened like this. It was about the size of a checkbook. I know most people don't even carry a checkbook anymore, but it was about that size. I don't even know where she got it from, but it just had like the monthly view and that was it. And I remember always being so jealous that she had it, and I always wanted to write in it. She always kept track of like, it's just myself and my brother for the kids. So she kept track of our medical appointments, as well as like, I was in dance and took like piano lessons. My brother was like in football and baseball. I also did cheerleading. Like, she kept track of all that stuff in the planner. And I remember her using it all the time, and it was just such an easy way to just like grab it in her purse and look to see if she was available or what we had going on a certain day. And she always wrote in pencil, so obviously she didn't do like decorative planning because this was like in the 80s. But you know, it was just kind of like a cool thing, and I just remember always feeling like, oh, when I get a planner, like I'm gonna be so grown up. And that's always kind of like how I felt about paper planning. So she carried one of those around with her for the longest time. I think now she might use her iCal on her iPhone. I'm really not sure. She's retired now, so I'm not sure if she uses anything, but Mom, if you're watching this, write in a comment below and let everybody know what kind of agenda or calendar that you use now. I don't even know. So cut to my like early childhood, always feeling like having a paper planner would be so grown up. And finally in high school, when I got my first job, I decided to go down to the local Office Max. I think it was Office Max, maybe it was Office Depot. I don't know, some office supply store. And I got myself I think it was like now what is considered like an A5 agenda, but it was from Filofax and had this really nice, just black, I'm sure it was faux leather cover. Just had like a monthly view, and that's really all I used it for. I also kept like my ID and credit cards and like business cards and things like that in there. I worked for a company at the time that I gave everybody business cards, so I was not like highfalutin at all, you guys, like don't worry about that. And I want to say I used that planner from like when I was like 16 or so all the way until my like early 20s. And I loved using that thing. I had like notes pages. I also had, what was it in there? I think it was like an address book in there too. Like you could kind of customize it because it was a ring bound planner. So you could take pages out, you could put pages in. I think I only kept like 3 months in at a time anyways. And then when the month was over, I would just throw the pages away. Obviously I wasn't doing any decorative planning, but I was just keeping track of my schedule and any appointments and things like that. I just felt like, okay, I'm like grown up, you know, like, I don't know, just like I was making my own money, and I was able to spend my money on what I wanted, not necessarily, you know, waiting for my mom to buy me one for like Christmas or something. But every year I would go and I would just get new like inserts at like the local office supply store, and I would just put new ones in there. And I also remember that it had a really cool, like, I mean, it's not cool now, I'm sure, but on the very front, it had like a little pocket in there. And this is back in the day when like pagers were cool. So like, I'm really dating myself right now. But I remember being able to like clip my pager on like the front of the cover. Like, here's my like Erin Condren cover. So there was like a slit right here, and it would like, you know, you could like tuck pockets. It was like a pocket you could tuck things into. So say if you got like a paper schedule at work or something, you could like tuck it in if you didn't like want to like unzip and like open the whole thing. But I remember I'd always like tuck the clip of my pager in there. I don't know why I remember this, but I just remember being like, oh yeah, I'm cool. I was so not cool, you guys. Like, don't worry. I was such a nerd, like, whatever. But I thought I was cool, and I thought that it was like very grown up. I think we all have like those really funny things that when we look back on them, it's like, oh, I feel like I was so grown up then, but like you look back and you're like, girl, what were you thinking? But you know, sometimes people think like, oh, getting a car, like getting your first apartment or whatever. No, for me, it was like having a paper planner. I felt like really important that I like mattered and I was like grown up, and not that I could like pay my own bills by that time or anything. I was like 16, 17 years old. I was obviously still living with my parents. Yeah, we all have those weird things. You guys should comment below, like, what's the one thing when you were younger that when you got to do that thing, or when you actually were able to purchase it for yourself or use something, that you felt like really grown up? Put it in the comments below. I'd be really like intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about that topic. But okay, so I used the like black faux leather planner for quite a while. I actually exchanged the cover quite a few times in like the early 2000s. I actually worked really closely next to a store. I worked in a mall at the time, so I worked really closely next to a store called Franklin Covey. I don't even know if it's in business anymore, but they had like the most beautiful things for like agenda covers and legal notepad covers and like everything you'd ever want. They were just gorgeous. I remember I even got like, I think it was kind of like a briefcase, but it really wasn't a briefcase. It was like more like a bag. And I remember it being like really nice, and I used it for quite a long time because I'd have to like tote stuff from work like back and forth all the time, just to have like paperwork with me and stuff like that. I'd have to go to meetings at like different locations and stuff, but that was in the early 2000s. I don't do that anymore, so that's kind of nice. But I was like obsessed with that store, and they gave you like a mall discount. So like if you worked in the mall, they would give you a discount, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, I switched out my cover a couple times. I think I had like a red one at one point, I think a brown one, and then I went back to black. And then I don't know why, but I just kind of like fell off the train. Oh, you know what I think it was, is that they stopped making the inserts that I liked, and it was like not, I don't know, I just didn't like seek it out as much as I probably should have. I'm sure I could have found the inserts that I liked for like the next year. So I just kind of stopped using it for quite a while. And then, like I said, it was kind of off the train for a couple of years. And then I got an iPhone. So I just started using the iCal in there. The iCal I don't like, honestly, if I'm being like 100% honest here. I have a different calendar that's in my actual iPhone. I use that as well as my paper planner. I know it's like double dipping, but I do it anyways. I use that mainly for like alerts, like things I really need to know about. So like say if I have a dental appointment at 2:30, I'm gonna set an alarm for like 1:30 just to like, you know, train the brain like, hey, maybe you should leave, or maybe you should think about like getting in the car at some point in the future and going to your dental appointment. So cut to about 3-ish years ago, I had already been watching Jennifer Ross on Pretty Neat Living. I'll leave her channel link below. I had been watching her since like the very beginning. I remember finding her one day at home. Well, obviously I was at home. I was like, you know, searching the interwebs for like organization ideas, and her videos came up, and I binge watched her, all of the videos that she had. Mind you, she probably only had like 10 videos at the time, and I watched all of them. So I'm subscribed right away, and I'd been following her ever since. So that was probably like 5 or 6 years ago now. Like she's been online for quite a while doing her thing. But she had reviewed the Erin Condren Life Planner about, I want to say like 3 years ago or so. And I really thought about buying one for myself, but I just couldn't pull the trigger because I just didn't know if it would work for me, and my like iPhone was working just fine for me and everything. And it's like every year, every new release, she'd always do a review. And then I started watching a couple of other gals on YouTube that started doing stuff for Erin Condren. And it just seems like Erin Condren was like coming up more and more and more. And as I was looking at them and kind of contemplating, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should get one the next time they come out. So I waited for their release, and this was actually last year, 2015 in the spring. Actually no, was it the spring? Yeah, I guess it was the spring because it was like May, June, whatever. I waited for the new like release to come out, and then I ordered then. And I got a, is that the 16-month planner? Yeah, 16 months planner. And then the rest is history. Then I started paper planning. So I did half of the year in 2015, and then this is my 2016 right now. I already ordered and did a review, or not a review, but like an open box of my 2017 planner. I will leave the link down below if you guys are interested in watching it. Still from Erin Condren. I did have the vertical version in 2015, and then a couple of months, I think it was February, I want to say. Oh no, it was March, I'm sorry. In March is when I went to an hourly, and I'll link my Franken Planner video below for you guys. And the hourly came out at the very end of 2015, and I knew that that would probably work best for my schedule and the hours that I keep for the most part. And I watched a lot of people online. I actually found a lot of Instagram accounts that were doing the hourly and doing layouts and stuff. I decided I finally wanted it, and then what I did is I uncoiled my 2015 planner, 2015, 2016, you know what I mean? And merged them together. So all of my previous pages for 2016 are in here. I can't keep my years straight, you guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long day at work, and now I'm filming this video in the dark, hence all these like crazy lights that are on me. So January, February, and a part of March are all in the like vertical version, and then everything else is like, this is an hourly page. So all the rest of it's hourly. For next year in 2017, I decided to go with an hourly as well. I went with the hourly neutral. I think that's gonna work better for my planning style, since I love to do decorative planning. I really like to have like a kind of grayscale base, because then it won't restrict me on, like, say I wanna use like purples this month, and then I don't think the purples necessarily look good with like the blues or something, I don't know. But it's just gonna be like nice to be able to actually incorporate a little bit more color in my planner and not be restricted. So that is pretty much my entire like planning story of like how I came to be a planner again. I have really enjoyed it, and it's definitely like kept me on task. And if you're someone that is considering like going back into paper planning or starting to paper plan, I would highly suggest watching like YouTube videos like this, also following Instagram accounts. That's been really helpful for me to try to find like my planner style and my like planner piece of like what makes me feel good at the end of the day and what keeps me organized and on task. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little planner story time. If you have any questions, as usual, feel free to post them below and I will get back to you. If you guys have any video suggestions in this series, or really any video suggestions for that matter, I'm open to really pretty much anything. Leave them in the bottom bar below, like leave me a comment or tweet me or send me a message on Instagram or comment on one of my Instagram photos or something. Trust me, I'll get it. But I would love to hear what you guys want to see in this kind of planning 101 series. I have a couple of other things already planned to do, but I really want to get your feedback on like questions that you have, maybe some stuff for like beginners, like maybe some Q&A stuff just about planning. I don't know, like whatever you guys are into, just like let me know. So anyway, I've yammered on a little bit too long about my planner journey / planner story. So I'm gonna let you guys go for now, but I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.